Well, good evening, and good night. This particular live is perhaps something that was inevitable, um, and it's probably not the best idea to announce when you make a plan before you take action. But throughout this past year, I think there's been enough things that have occurred that have led to growth and understanding of a lot of things that perhaps I wasn't willing to face. So I'll just say what I've been thinking for the past 2 hours on this random and rare night off. Because never forget, if it wasn't for the full-time job, I'd probably be doing this 24/7. Cindy D, it's so good to see you. My son's life mattered. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for this. And you probably more than anybody else will know kind of what I'm talking about. And I hope I have your not so much approval, but your understanding of why I'm going to do some of the things I do after tonight's live. I'm sure anybody that listens or hears my voice can empathize with feeling that some things were left unresolved. That's the case. That's been the case, I think, maybe from day one. I'm so grateful to Josh ever choosing me and suggesting that we make a podcast together. That goes back 5 years or more. We went on White Dragon. Hello there. I'm gonna try not to let me use a big word for my fans out there. Delineate too much from what I've chosen to talk about because apparently it's a big joke that I have chosen to use big words. Right? I have been called the pathetic Theosaurus patriot, and there's been so much self-righteous vindication in the ways that have harassed me in the past, but I've also been able through the very harassment I've experienced that doesn't occur anymore so much anymore, but did very much in the beginning. I've come to accept, this old yeah, I see y'all there. What's up, Pooh? I hope all is man, I especially hope you're doing well given the procedure you went through, man. I hope you're finding yourself healthy, well, and surrounded by love and care from your family. We've been thinking about you. And Stiff Richard, listen, man, I don't care. Every channel needs a Stiff Richard by their side. So, all right, here goes. Look, I've made it no secret about how I've learned how to feel with hindsight, with going through the experience of how this particular channel ended up with over 5,000 subscribers. Was it hard earned? No. Fuck no. Is it something that just happens to be? Still, yes. You can clearly see in the amounts of views that I don't get the same viewership of the subscribers that I do. That's just not how it worked out. I'm at peace with that. And if there's anybody out there that's not at peace with that, they're free to explain to me why I'm able to live so rent free in their fucking heads. Now I'm going to reach out to Josh from the OG podcast, Stuck in the Middle, Stuck at Night, and I can't wait to have another live stream with him. I may ask for him to change the plans just a little bit and have it just he and I like the good old days. There was a couple of channels that were following me throughout the evolution or de-evolution when this all first started. I was a deer in headlights when I got involved in, I hate saying the name, the Kylie Rodney case, rest in peace. I got involved. I got transfixed. I was completely awestruck with how insane it was to me as I took it in bite by bite. And yes, it's embarrassing that I stood by Ryan Upchurch's crazy theories. But you see, what was different for me than the other simps out there in the Creep Crack Squad world was that when he started to get crazier, I actually put my foot down and started literally making videos saying, "Hey, this doesn't make sense. Can someone make this make sense to me?" And of course, when I started to question the master guru and the crew and the cult, people started to turn away. Now, this is not a huge slap in the face to anybody that is Creek Squad, an authentic. You can like someone and appreciate their talents without throwing in with every single thing they say and do. That's a whole other thing right there that needs an entire episode dedicated to it. That's a cult. Okay, but people that are able to look inside first and then share their opinion that doesn't align with everything else because it makes their so-called leader look bad, that needs to be at least respected and not attacked. In the first 5 months when this channel became whatever it is now, and it's a fraction of what it was because I don't know really what to do. I haven't taken the time to get the technology and put the funds into it, or use any of my friends that want to help edit, or all the people that want to be interviewed or collaborate. I've done none of these things. I have procrastinated. I am an imperfect human. I've grown to accept that, but some people over the span of this time have seen fit to try to have me canceled, arrested, and fired. You heard me correct. There's one person. Let me give them a little shout out. This is the last time I'm gonna not use names, as if that even matters. I don't understand why this individual, who I ended up calling a creep the last time we spoke, because they would do nothing but make new accounts to comment and text my phone, had a very successful channel and even threatened. I still have all the screenshots to chase me off, to dedicate their lives and burn their own accomplished channel down to chase me off of YouTube. Do I mean that much? Did I mean that much to you? Did your accomplishments mean so little? Amazing. I can't wait to go into more detail, hopefully with Josh in tow. He doesn't even know that I made this plan already. I sent him a text message, but I've been thinking on this, and it feels like right now I'm in a bit of stagnation because I don't like feeling that I have to hold back things I want to express because I've been so at peace with not stirring the pot. I've been so worried about people trying to, do some of the things I experienced in the past, like that individual with their big old accomplished channel was somehow behind people that would collect clips of myself that was on a podcast for 5 years and took one of my most rock bottom moments where I articulated that I thought of committing a crime and harming somebody in my 20s when I was inactive addiction. And they tried so hard to convince and scare me and harass me. And whether they admit it or not, people that enjoyed and watched them would also try the same and come and fuck with me over here and make videos and live streams about how I should be arrested and there's no statute of limitations on having a thought crime a la fucking Minority Report, and that I should be scared, going insofar as having a character with a sock on their hand and make an entire episode about that on their podcast, which is supposed to be about actual, what was it? I think the trucking industry. So I heard there was a little bit of confusion in your own audience when you were just talking about some random dude living in Florida that, when he was on drugs, once upon a time, thought of doing something stupid. Gee, I bet you that's just so fucking rare to find. Check it out. I've never harmed a soul in such a way in my life. But that was enough because you disliked me or you didn't think I gave you the respect you thought that was due to you, that you harassed me for months and months. Someone else that I went so far as saying inspired me has gone recently on a channel I used to be on and just shit all over me. They have a very dedicated following. That following made many videos going in so far as some of those very people finding clips of me from maybe 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, where I said NIGGA about Ben Carson when I was a fucking progressive liberal. And that was like a big thing. It was even sent to Creek Squad back when I was like 4 months embedded with that whole mess and shit show where Captain Kurt Reacts and Power Stroke. No, Captain Kurt Reacts sent me an Instagram of that video and said, "What is this? Oh my God, did you say the NIGGA word?" Now, I still have all the fucking text messages and Instagram, but I am just so tickled to know that so many people took so much effort in trying to what exactly? One of them went so far as telling me they wanted me to just off myself. This is what it look, I'll take accountability. When I got noticed because I went after somebody, and that somebody, there's no secret here. I'm not ashamed. I went after Tony Dodge during the Creek Squad Ryan Up Church fiasco. And Xana May at that time, as we all remember, everything was so fucking strange and suspect, and I have no excuses. I've apologized, and I've finished the apology tour. The part I'm done with is hiding from the people that saw fit to harass me in the way they did by making almost 40 accounts to make sure I saw what they had to say. 40, I'm not shitting you. 40 fucking accounts, calling my phone at 3 o'clock in the morning, calling my job, and asking questions about me. If anything, I hope that this pulls to the surface where these kinds of people congregate. Now, I'm not trying to take anybody down, and I'm not somebody that cancels anything or anyone, but let's put it all on the fucking table. Everything I've ever done in my life, I've lived it transparently. That's why I loved podcasting. I told every tall tale and every dark experience because it was content, and I thought somebody could take something away from it, especially as a former addict. And in return, while mostly it was positive, there was no shortage of the people that hated me so much, who made video after video about me, or there was even a channel that took my likeness, and I expect it may be done again. But I want this to happen now so I can showcase now that I'm more involved with other creators that are going through this kind of bullying and this cyber stalking. And there's a petition that was created that we're trying to bring attention to people that just use their platforms or their groups like a little hit mob, which is why I hate what the fuck's it called? Discord. Discord's the devil. As far as I'm concerned, it could be used for good. You can do a lot of positivity with a group, but it can also be used to orchestrate plans to go and make somebody's life a living hell. I was at my worst self unaliving during some of those months where I was my most viewed. I was a guy that went from 10 views to 1,000 in a matter of 3 days, all because I went after that Tony Dodge fella. We forgot about him, right? I don't know anymore, even though I have people in this community that love that I went after him. I can't fucking say that he deserved what I did to him. But I'm one of the few that have at least come out and said that. There's so many that have done what they've done and they just hope it never rears its ugly head again. And just watching I stopped watching all the drama channels and the Creek Crack Squad shit. There's, it's not important. None of this is important. The only thing important about this channel is the people that care about me and who I care about and who I've met. And people that want to destroy it, infiltrate it, or make it their life's work or mission that I know that they fucking don't like me can kiss my fucking ass. I don't give a shit. You want to harass me till the fucking cows come home, till the sun comes up. That's a very pathetic use of your time. But I am not going to stay silent anymore about any of this. So I'm looking forward to getting back on. Go ahead and subscribe to Josh is calling it Not Funny. It's still called Stuck in the Middle or Stuck at Night on YouTube. And I texted him not more than a few hours ago. I intend to call him in the daytime tomorrow and ask him for a live stream. And I'm sure he'll be more than interested because no matter what, no matter the weeks of silence, we're still brothers. And I still consider him a brother to the end. I don't care where this journey goes, this artificial existence that only exists because I fucking hit a button on the cell phone because I've had too many problems with my goddamn camera on my computer. All right, I've come to respect the duality and the difference of real life and caring and pretending about shit that goes on through this nonsense. Okay, and if I'm gonna really live without fear, I have to start walking that fucking walk, and I'm prepared to face the consequences. I'm not afraid of anybody. So, open invitation. Do whatever you see fit to try and scare me or raid my chat and say some hurtful things. Do your best, do your worst. I'd rather it not be that way. But as far as I'm concerned, that's the existence you all seem to have when it comes to how I perceive things when I open my eyes and check my phone in the morning. Okay, that's all. I've said my fucking piece. Steve from NY, debate that guy. I think you know that guy a little better, perhaps, but you're no bad guy to me. There's nothing to debate with that guy. I heard some of the things that he said on the old channel I was on. I'm the pathetic patriot. And he didn't like that I forgot I made a fucking TikTok, but I'm glad that somebody brought it to his attention and he saw fit to be enraged enough to still talk about it to this day, even though when I was still facing rough times, I would email him out of some form of respect. I guess, it just goes to show respect should be earned a lot harder. And I would throw money at some of these people that I'm talking about and their channels because of the respect I had. Just, well, I don't think it will come to any sort of debate. I don't think it needs to. In order for that to be important, we have to give a shit about one another enough. And I just don't. Everything that's occurred has occurred, but I do feel free to speak about it. If anybody wants to speak about the process that brought us to this very moment, well, you're more than fucking welcome. With that being said, I'm gonna get back to my 3 a.m. anything but this, and I wish y'all well and good night.